Final Web Design. This is Steve.
Alright everybody, how are we doing today? I wanted to go into talking about, yes, I am going there, the crypto market. I think it's an important topic that I bring it up because of the volatility right now with the whole crypto market, with being in web and understanding web and web 3.0 and where kind of things are going with the whole crypto blockchain market. And also living here in El Salvador for the last year or two, on and off, but I've been here quite a bit. So I kind of want to talk about my experiences with crypto as a real functional utility in the world, and then also as far as how the whole crypto market is kind of fluctuating right now and where I think it's going, what I think, the future of this whole blockchain Web3 really is going to be for everyone. And what I could say, just to kind of start off, I know that the market right now is the lowest it's been in over a year. By far right now, I think the Bitcoin's sitting around 24 as of today, which is July 29, 24,000, which is actually pretty high number compared to a majority of where it's been the last maybe month or two. It was down to about 19. And now it's back up to 24, but we saw the peaks at about 65,000 a Bitcoin. So where do I think that this is all? Obviously, it's very volatile. It's almost too up and down for the average person to really want to invest or consider it an investment, because obviously a lot of people have been burned. I even bought some crypto at some high rates that, it definitely fluctuates, but you have to be aware that you don't want to just jump in and commit your savings into cryptocurrency. That's not what I'm advocating. I'm here more to talk about the technology and kind of the utilities behind it. So having been now, again, I'll bring up into El Salvador for the last about 2 years. They've obviously made this their national currency behind the US dollar. So obviously they've been on the US dollar, which for a country that doesn't have control with things like inflation and stuff, it obviously makes things very difficult for the average El Salvadorian to, create a savings account and to create any kind of growth when the currency is actually in inflation, and the people here don't make nearly as much as people in the United States. It's significantly less. So the crypto's actually been kind of a good opportunity for people to kind of get a jump start on maybe something that might be popular in the future. And I think it's a good idea. Now, they do have a very young president. I think he's about my age, maybe a few years older. And I think that's why he was so, let's get into this, let's try it. If nothing else, what I could say what it's done is it's really brought a group of people similar to me that have come into the country and want to, play with crypto and use it at their restaurants and use it at the street vendors and use it to rent their surfboard or whatever the case might be. So clearly here there is a few ways. They do have a local Chivo app, which is basically a application that is run by the state government or the national government that allows you to use your cryptocurrency. And then they also have another competitive, which is called Strike, which you're able to make your crypto purchases directly with your iPhones or your Androids or even within your Google Chrome browser. So Strike is how the majority of people are taking their payments. And what you do is you basically have a username, you pass on your Bitcoin to them, or they can pass on their Bitcoin to you. There's no transaction fees, and you can also purchase and sell more of your Bitcoin within the application itself. So the utility is very, very high. And they also have a lot of promotions around here that if you will, test out their Strike app and use it, they're going to give you some type of discount to kind of, 50% off your meal or half off your bottle of juice or whatever you want to get. So there's incentives to try to get people using this. Now, do I think that the average El Salvadorian is using crypto? No, they're not. It's clearly, when you go out there, most people are using dollars, cambio, which is change, things like that. However, I do feel like the whole Bitcoin crypto market is going to become more usable by the average El Salvadorian as the utility of and the knowledge of it all becomes much greater, which at this point is clearly not the case. But yes, I do see the utility here, and I do think that, when you do realize how simple it is to start to transfer the whole Bitcoin it's actually easier than money. You don't have to get change. It's all done and it's done. So there's a lot of utility with it, and I think too, working in web and doing a lot of e-commerce sales and things like that, you're really finding that people are able to kind of embrace the Bitcoin a little bit more, or any kind of cryptocurrency in that regards. But I really just want to focus on the Bitcoin, because ultimately that is what the majority of that's a coin that I think of when I think of cryptocurrency, because there's just too many other altcoins out there. I know there's obviously the Ethereums and such, but I just want to talk about Bitcoin in this. So where do I think the crypto market's at? Obviously it's very low right now. Do I think it's going to stay like that? No, I don't. I could easily see it's going to go up. I mean, there's a limited number of Bitcoin, and people are going to buy into this more and more as it expands throughout the world and it becomes more usable. And I think that the functionality of being digital just really solves a lot of the world's issues, like transferring money. A lot of times I have to send money overseas or into different countries, and it's so much easier to use with a system like Bitcoin, even over a TransferWise or a Western Union. I mean, all these fees and stuff that you have to pay. So I do think that the utility is growing. But also with that, there are a lot of security issues that I think that the average person is not aware of. I do have a friend here. She has a local Chivo account, and it was $500 was taken from it by another person who was trying to help her. And that's where you have to come into, because there is no Visa to call up and say, hey, somebody fraudulent or stole. You have to be responsible for your coins and for your money. Whether that's a digital wallet, whether it's more passwords, whether it's double authentication, all these type of things that need to be put into place to make sure that your money is secure, because that's what I see as the biggest issue, is these hacks, the security, and you just have to be aware, because the average person is not that prepared. I mean, there are hackers that know this stuff, and that they prey on people that don't, and that's the biggest security issue I see right now. But again, I think that overall the utility, as they start to become more mainstream, people are going to start to learn how to use those things. So right now, with the Bitcoin being at about 24,000, I think we're at, I kind of hope it stays more level right now, because I do feel like a lot of the times that the price is just too fluctuated. If it stays around 20, everybody can kind of get in for a little bit, and then if it goes back up, which I do see happening within the year. So that's just kind of my feedback. I just want to make a real quick video on kind of the utility of Bitcoin here in El Salvador and cryptocurrency in general, just kind of being in the tech field and where I think all of this currency and everything is going in the long run. So if you guys did have any questions, leave them in the comments, like, subscribe, that stuff helps, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.